And we're back now with Congressman Mike Rogers, the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. We lost our satellite feed, and we are not going to blame this on any kind of either government or enemy operatives, Congressman. It just happens every once in a while. Glad we could get reconnected with you. Let's go back and talk about this Benghazi business. You heard both Dianne Feinstein and Lindsey Graham say that stuff happened that just shouldn't have happened here, and the security was not what it ought to be. What do you think went wrong?
Well, it's very clear to me, Bob, that the intelligence was right about the threats in Benghazi. Now, they didn't know the specific day and the specific event, but all of the threat streams were right. So what went wrong was that the policy and decision makers at Department of State did not make the right security call, and I argue it's gross negligence. There were even discussions, Bob, prior to try to consolidate space in Benghazi. We had, different consulates, or not consulates, but other operations around town there. They thought about bringing everything in one place, and they thought that that place was so unsecure they shouldn't do it. Now, that decision was made prior to the 9/11 event. That means that somebody was absolutely negligent in not providing the right security for the ambassador and the employees that lost their lives that day. And somebody should be held accountable for that, and we shouldn't walk away from that.
Well,
secondly,
secondly,
though, we're 3 months, nearly 3 months after, and we have not aggressively pursued the individuals who have killed 4 Americans, and by the way, 4 Tunisians who helped us guard our embassy on the 13th that was under attack. Just 2 days after the 9/11 attack in Benghazi. That is these are the 2 biggest problems I think that you'll find moving forward we have to get some answers to.
Well, and then you go to an administration spokesman was sent out, and it was Susan Rice, the UN ambassador, who had nothing to do with any of this. I mean, we should make that clear. But she was sent out to explain it, but was given talking points, as it were, that didn't seem to jibe with what the Intelligence Committee knew or what the classified versions of what happened said. I still can't get that straight in my head, how that's the right thing to do. I mean, should they have not sent a spokesman out? Should they have said, we can't answer those questions? The whole thing just doesn't seem right to me.
Well, because it's not right, Bob. You cannot have the intelligence reading one way. Now, it's not a crime for the president, the administration, to take a different political narrative than what the intelligence is. That's not a crime. But it certainly is irresponsible, and in many cases may have risen to the level of negligence, because that narrative created other problems and other bad decisions after the 9/11 attack. And so it really is beyond the talking points. It's beyond Rice, because it was a political narrative designed not around what the intelligence said, but what they thought the best politics were for them. That's why that got so dangerous in my mind, and why it had such a negative impact on policy decisions that happened after that, including, by the way, Bob, using U.S. taxpayer money to buy television ads in Pakistan 9 days after the event, and it was very clear by then what had happened, 9 days after the event, to talk about that video that actually inflamed and caused tensions all across Pakistan. That's why this is so important to get right, and we have got to get answers, and we have to go after the people who killed 4 Americans in Benghazi, and that needs to be a focus here that I'm not real comfortable about where we're at right now.
All right. Well, Congressman, I'm glad we finally got to get your take on all of this, and we were able to reconnect. Hope to have you back again. Thank you so much for being with us.